The Goods and Services Tax, or GST, composition scheme is a simplified tax system designed for small businesses and taxpayers. It offers an easier way to manage GST compliance by allowing eligible businesses to pay a fixed percentage of their turnover as GST, which replaces the need to pay taxes at multiple rates on individual transactions. By opting for this scheme, businesses can significantly reduce their paperwork and compliance burden. The composition scheme operates on the principle of simplicity and ease of operation, where businesses calculate their GST liability as a predetermined percentage of their total turnover. This percentage varies depending on the nature of the business, eliminating the complexities of calculating input tax credits and making it easier for smaller businesses to manage their tax obligations. It's particularly beneficial for businesses with limited resources and manpower, allowing them to focus on their core operations instead of getting caught up in complex tax procedures. The reduced compliance burden translates into cost savings for the business, freeing up resources that can be utilized for growth and expansion. However, it's crucial to note that while opting for the composition scheme simplifies GST compliance, it also comes with certain restrictions and limitations. Businesses need to evaluate their eligibility and understand the implications before choosing this scheme. The GST composition scheme is open to specific businesses and individuals, including manufacturers, traders, and restaurant operators. However, there are limitations on the type of goods they deal with. Service providers, except restaurant operators, are generally not eligible for this scheme. The eligibility criteria also take into account the turnover threshold. Businesses with an annual turnover exceeding a specified limit are not eligible for the scheme. This ensures that the scheme benefits genuinely small businesses while maintaining a balance in the overall tax system. One of the primary advantages of opting for the composition scheme is the reduced tax liability. The fixed percentage of turnover payable as GST under this scheme is generally lower than the regular GST rates. This can lead to significant savings for businesses, especially those operating on thin profit margins. Furthermore, the simplified compliance procedures under the scheme translate into reduced administrative costs. Businesses do not need to maintain detailed records of input tax credits, making bookkeeping and tax filing significantly easier. This is particularly beneficial for small businesses that may not have dedicated accounting staff. The GST composition scheme drastically simplifies tax compliance for businesses. Instead of filing multiple returns throughout the year, businesses under this scheme only need to file one quarterly return. This significantly reduces the paperwork and administrative burden, allowing businesses to focus on their core operations. Moreover, businesses under the composition scheme are not required to charge GST from their customers. This simplifies their pricing structure and makes their goods or services more competitive in the market. While this simplifies transactions, it also means businesses cannot claim input tax credit on their purchases. However, the composition scheme comes with certain restrictions. Businesses under this scheme cannot engage in interstate supply of goods. They are also restricted from supplying goods through e-commerce platforms that collect tax at source. These restrictions are in place to prevent any potential revenue leakage and ensure the smooth functioning of the overall GST system. Businesses need to carefully weigh the benefits and restrictions before opting for the composition scheme. While it offers significant advantages in terms of simplified compliance and reduced tax liability, the restrictions on interstate supply and e-commerce participation might not be suitable for all businesses. The GST Council, in its continuous endeavor to refine and improve the GST regime, regularly introduces amendments to the composition scheme. These amendments are aimed at addressing practical challenges, plugging loopholes, and ensuring a more robust and efficient tax system. Recent amendments have focused on refining the eligibility criteria, revising the tax rates, and clarifying various provisions related to the scheme. For instance, the turnover threshold for eligibility has been revised to accommodate more businesses under the scheme. Similarly, the tax rates for certain goods and services have been adjusted to ensure a more equitable tax structure. These amendments necessitate that businesses stay updated with the latest changes in the GST law. Remaining informed about these amendments is crucial for ensuring continued compliance and avoiding any potential penalties. Businesses can refer to official government websites, consult with tax professionals, or subscribe to reliable tax and legal updates to stay abreast of the latest developments. The dynamic nature of the GST law requires businesses to be proactive in their approach towards compliance. Regular engagement with tax professionals and industry experts can provide valuable insights and ensure that businesses are always on the right side of the law. The GST composition scheme offers a simplified pathway for small businesses to manage their tax obligations. Its straightforward approach, minimal compliance burden, and lower tax rates make it an attractive option for eligible businesses. However, navigating the nuances of the scheme and staying updated with the ever-evolving GST landscape can be challenging. Seeking professional guidance from a qualified tax consultant or chartered accountant is crucial for businesses considering the composition scheme. A tax professional can provide personalized advice tailored to the specific needs and circumstances of a business. They can help assess eligibility, determine the most advantageous course of action, and ensure seamless compliance with all statutory requirements. Tax consultants can also assist businesses in understanding the implications of recent amendments, filing returns accurately, and resolving any tax-related queries. By leveraging their expertise, businesses can mitigate risks, optimize their tax positions, and focus on their core business objectives without unnecessary tax-related concerns. In conclusion, the GST composition scheme offers a simplified and convenient tax compliance mechanism for small businesses. However, it is essential to thoroughly understand the scheme's provisions, eligibility criteria, and restrictions before opting for it. Seeking professional guidance from a tax expert is highly recommended to ensure informed decision-making and hassle-free compliance.